Hello and welcome to a special live stream in the Money Media. And our friends at First, we're going to be taking a look at this coast-to-coast Pick 5 that's starting off just about 30 minutes from right now. If you are watching live, about 4 o'clock with the next race at Santa Anita is where it's going to begin. Peter Thomas Fornatal back with you in the Brooklyn bunker once again. I've got a special guest who's meant to be joining me here. We're experiencing some technical issues, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and fight through it. Let's start off by talking about this bet, and it's one that we love. The cross-country Pick 5 is a great bet for a variety of reasons. For one thing, we've got a situation that's very player-friendly in terms of a low takeout and the higher minimum, which allows you to get paid better when you're right. And I mean, there's a lot of reasons we could go into why it's a player-friendly thing. We don't necessarily need to go down that rabbit hole now, but for various reasons, this bet is one that tends to pay better than it should. And we're going to take a shot. Last time we did a live stream, we were able to, on that live stream, give out a ticket to hit this thing. We're hoping for similar results today. Let's try to bring in our guest here. Let's see if he's here. JK, are you with us? Is this thing working? Can you hear?
I think so. I'm in the Aqueduct. I can hear you. I'm in the dungeons at Aqueduct, so it doesn't. The cell signal's not great down here.
No, you seem to be doing okay, though. We're hearing from Francisco watching live, reporting in. Let us know where you're watching from and all that stuff. JK, it's our job. You know, you're there at Aqueduct today. Big day there. Wood Memorial. Folks can watch that action if you got a multi-screen experience going on at America's Day of the Races, America's Day at the Races, I should say. First big day in New York of the year. Wood Memorial Day, obviously, all eyes on Santa Anita. We've got this mandatory payout coming later. Our friends on, if you're watching on any of the Santa Anita social feeds, our friends from America's Best Racing, Dan Torgman and co, going to be doing loads of previewing of that Pick 6. We're going to be focusing on stuff happening sooner, very soon, in fact. As soon as the third race at Santa Anita with the second about to go, JK and I are going to put together some tickets for this first bet coast-to-coast Pick 5. Maybe I'll start you off, JK, with just a general question about this coast-to-coast Pick 5. And this is a bet that you like and think is player-friendly. What is it you like about this coast-to-coast bet? You're stuck on mute, brother.
One of the things I really like about him is the quality of racing, right? I mean, we understand that there's a place in our game for 16 claimers and a place in the game for maiden 40s. And I'm not picking, Naira, we end a lot of our races in maiden 40s, and Gulfstream has a lot of, claiming 16s and stuff like that. But those races are a little bit harder to handicap, and I just prefer the kind of the higher level stuff when I have to deal with grade 2, grade 3s, grade 1s, maiden special weights, allowance races. I think they're a little bit more predictable, and so that's one of my favorite things about it. Obviously the low takeout, and then the higher denomination. There's been lots of conversations about the computer assisted wagering, and one of the ways that I think that players can combat some of those things, the technology and edges that those computers have, is through higher minimums. It's harder for them to be as efficient, so there leaves more meat on the bone, as it were.
Exactly, and we've seen that in the way some of these have paid off throughout the several months we've been covering this bet. We've got shows. We've been doing shows every day for these coast-to-coast Pick 5s. At this point, you're probably a little late to catch those. You might as well just stick with us here as we go through these races. So in terms of putting together a group ticket, Jonathan, I have our notes from the show that we did about this. How would you advise starting? I mean, we could just look at what a caveman ticket looks like with every single horse we mentioned as a starting point, or we could try to go back through these races and maybe narrow down a little bit. What are you thinking? I mean, I want people to be able to play along with us here, but obviously I want to play this bet like we want to play it too.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is what's up with the scratches. I'm admittedly, I'm running around and it was on earlier, and so I haven't looked to see the scratches yet. It's on my list of things to do. So
let's do it right now.
Do we lose anybody? That's the first question.
Let's do it right now. So the first bet in this sequence is Santa Anita's third race, which is clean. All 8 are scheduled to go to post. This is a race where we were somewhat similar. We had a little bit of difference about one important runner, and that was Cash Equity, who I had on top, and you didn't even have in your figuring of the race. Are you like mortally opposed to including Cash Equity, or is this a runner you could see maybe being able to get the job done that we should try to work in these tickets in one way or another? Not sure if we lost Jonathan or not, but the way that I look at it, just looking at the tickets we had, I had this race 6-1. Jonathan had it
I mean,
1
I'm
through
not
7.
mortally opposed. You know, my argument there is the horse is close to a slow pace. So if there's a reason.
Jonathan's a little in and out, as you can hear. We'll fight through it. Doesn't sound like he minds the idea of getting Cash Equity on there. In the spirit of compromise, I'm fine having on there as more of a B type runner than the A type runner I would have if I was doing this ticket myself. And that's one of the things you have to look at sometimes when you're doing group tickets, is that kind of spirit of compromise. You always need, whenever you have a team, you need to have a captain, right? So you just need somebody to be able to, if you try to serve everybody's needs, you're going to end up being like way too spready. So, working together, I think we can make this work with that horse, more as a backup. Let's look at Gulfstream Park's 8th race. This is another one where we go, we head here pretty clean, and Jonathan and I were a little bit more together. We had the same top pick in Gulfstream Park, 8th with Swan Lake, and then I wanted the Pletchers to back up. Jonathan had some other Pletchers to back up with. I think we can make that one. I think we could probably make that one work. The next race in the sequence is going to be Santa Anita's 5th race. Let's see what we have there in terms of scratches. Once again, we're clean there. So that one will be able to work out pretty well. We were both all about Gold Phoenix in that race, JK. So I think we can keep that. And then coming back to Gulfstream's 10th race, let's see if we had any scratches in there. We were also pretty close in terms of the horses that we had in there. So hopefully that'll be an easy one. And yeah, once again, that race is clean. So we'll be able to just follow along. We both liked Gangley as a top pick, and we both had King Cab on the backup line. You wanted the 2 as well. And then in the big one out there at Santa Anita, there is a meaningful scratch in here, but it's not a horse that I think either you or I landed on. The 3 Go Rocket Ride is out. Did you see that, Jonathan? Definitely a big scratch in terms of the pace scenario in that Santa Anita Derby.
Yeah, I did see that one. Did see that one out, and yeah, I didn't necessarily need that horse anyway, so it works out. Actually, it doesn't work out well for me. I prefer when horses I don't like run.
Exactly, they make the market for you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no issues there.
I think we'll go 6. Maybe 6 is our A there, and we'll have the 5 and the 7 as backups. Are you okay with that, or do you need to press the 7 there to feel good?
No, I mean, I think that, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem. Is a 7 Skinner?
The 7 is Skinner.
Yeah, I mean, I heard you had Duke Matisse on talking, and obviously there's a handful of handicapping humans in the world that when they speak, I listen, and Duke being high on Skinner, I wouldn't have a problem upgrading him a little bit to an A.
All right, let's see what we can do here in terms of building these tickets. You know what I'll do? Why don't I share the screen and we'll go through? And what I like to do, the first ticket I'll put in often is just at the minimum level, including all the horses that I can, for sort of the widest, like, general spread. Is that, how do you start when you're constructing a bet like this, Jonathan? How do you do it?
Well, it depends. I mean, I kind of look at how many. I mean, you can do it that way, where you look at what the spread, what the spread's going to cost, and then you can kind of. I try to. You can look how many combinations it is with that, and then sometimes I'll try to like. This is kind of a tricky question because it's, but I
we talk about spreadsheets and uploading tickets. I mean that absolutely.
Yeah, so basically, I just would look at it from a caveman standpoint, and then let's say there's 324 combinations. There's no real math to it or science to it, but what I do then is I try to if there's 324 combinations, then basically I'll just multiply that by 3, and like that's how much money I kind of want to spend.
That's interesting.
So
I like that idea.
if there's like 300 combinations, and I'll say, okay, cool, then I want to put $900 into this, because I don't want to overbet it. So because sometimes you might have this idea, oh, I'm going to bet 1,500, I'm going to bet 1,000, or whatever your budget is, and but you only have 28 combinations. That's probably over aggressive to bet that much. You should. So that's what I kind of use to help kind of reel that in.
I think it's interesting. I'm going to, just for a laugh, put in the sort of widest spread. Let's see what it pays, and then we could potentially go in. I mean, I know you and I both are very big on Gold Phoenix in at Santa Anita. So I mean, like this ticket that I just put in here only costs 120, and it's singling those two runners. I think this might be one. We'll play several tickets, but I feel really good about a ticket where we're fairly spread in the other three legs, landing on Gold Phoenix and National Treasure. Now, of course, if we wanted to include Skinner in this biggest spread, boom, then we're going to go 240. Which of those ideas do you feel better about?
I mean, I have no problem being alive to National Treasure and Skinner. What's our budget? What are we doing here budget wise?
I mean, I want to spend. I want to do one ticket that's around this 120 as like a ticket that people might want to follow in with. But I mean, then we can bet whatever the heck we want. I mean, honestly, I have 460 in this account right now, and I think this is a good opportunity. I have no problem playing that much.
Basically, my instinct is to add Skinner to make it 240.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hit that. And then I would run that for $2. And then basically I would go back to leg one.
Yep.
And then, those B types, pull them out of there.
So who do you like in terms of A's? We're thinking, I mean, the A's
it doesn't stay in there.
Yeah, we've got Yang again, both as A's. And then you also had the 2 and the 7, which I'd be okay running back extra combinations with. I had this race 6-1. You had it 1-2-7.
You had it 6-1. I had it 1-2-7.
I'm okay though with just cash equity on that other ticket. I feel good about that ticket, so I don't mind.
Then
1-2-7.
There's 1-2-7 in here, and then what's the next one?
All right, then moving on to Gulfstream 8. We both had Swan Lake as kind of an A press. Then I had the 4 and the 6 on the backup line. You like the 6 and the 7 actually as A's in here. So it makes plenty of sense to press up some 2, 6, 7 here if you're up for that.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is sort of like your ticket. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you do group tickets, you can do this too, where each person sort of is represented by one set of tickets or the other, And then
Gold
moving
Phoenix
forward here, Gold Phoenix, we have Stone singled on the other one. I'm okay Stone singling him again.
Yeah,
I might want to come back with a little Master of Foxhounds to our absolute best opinions in the other races. But I think for what we're doing here for your main ticket, that Stone Cold single makes absolute sense. And then in your reckoning of this race, you had Gangly as a lone A with the 1 and the 2. Would you want to single Gangly, or would you want to try to get the 1?
Yeah, I would single. Yeah, who did you have as like your single press here?
Oh, we were the same. We both had Gangly, and then
perfect.
As backups, I had the 1 and you had the 1-2.
Yeah, so I would just go 6 here, and then go to the 6th, and I would just keep the 6 and the 7.
I like it.
Because the ticket cost, I think, is going to be
quite reasonable.
And then I would probably hit that. I mean, I think I would probably hit it 5 times ish.
Yeah, that's exactly intuitively what I was doing, putting a 5 down on that. Let's do one ticket as a backup in that Santa Anita 5th. So basically just like strongest opinions only with that horse. And this could be more of a me ticket where I throw cash equity in that first leg. And then here in the 8th, I think we could be very spready, given what we're looking at. So I think we could go again, this is more of the way that I saw the race. So why don't we go 2, 4, 6? And then here we just, I don't mind hitting Gold Phoenix again with that little backup Master of Foxhounds. And then we go to race number 10. I think here in this combo, we stand alone with Gangly, and then we hit National Treasure and Skinner. And it's, not terribly expensive backup ticket that I'm fine with this one on a $1 line. And that's only $24. Do we want to do another one where we have backups in the Santa Anita Derby beyond the 6?
I mean, so that's kind of where the question comes. Like my honest opinion of playing the sequence is like, if Gold Phoenix doesn't win and National Treasure or Skinner don't win, then like I'm fine.
You're okay losing.
Yeah, I'm fine losing. Like,
yeah,
I think a lot of times in these situations, if you start chasing not to lose, you end up just becoming kind of upside down equity wise.
Well, with that in mind, do we want to do another more like kill bet, beyond that $5 one that we just did, pressing those strongest opinions?
The issue for me is I don't have a kill opinion in those first two legs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like those feel spready to me. Like the only real killy opinion that I have is Gold Phoenix. And I mean, I guess you could come back and just press up National Treasure, but that doesn't feel warm and fuzzy to me either.
Here's the thing, though. Remember, we're doing a show about the Coast to Coast Pick 5, but there's nothing wrong with using other pools to press your opinion. I mean, race 5 and race 6 at Santa Anita have a double, and we'll get a very good idea of exactly what that's paying. So why not just come back and look at what Gold Phoenix in that double pays to National Treasure and Skinner, and maybe do a big Dutch that way and spend as much or even more money than we're doing in the Pick 5 in that double and get it to rock and roll like that.
Yeah, I mean it's a great idea, especially because it's 2 stakes, and so the value will be there. But yeah, it's just a way to kind of it's all about game selection. We talk about that all the time. Obviously, we love this coast to coast wager, and it's great for a lot of reasons. But sometimes you got to not bang your head up against the wall. And if there's a better way to leverage your opinion, Matt Bagvolgi talked about that with you that one time, Pete, about kind of grading races. I would grade Santa Anita 5 and Santa Anita 6 as like A's for me, like where I have an opinion. Santa Anita 3, Gulfstream 8, and Gulfstream 10 they're just races that happen to be in the middle of a sequence that I want to play. You know what I mean?
Sometimes when I do the group ticket thing, though, JK, when we have agreements, a horse like Yang Again at Santa Anita or a horse like Gangly in GP10, I don't hate the idea of going through and creating a combination, based on those runners winning. Because even though, they're more like they're a B grade in terms of my opinion. But when I do a group ticket and you and I have the same A's, I feel like that over time has proved somewhat of a valuable angle. So I don't hate the idea of going in a little bit more on horses like that.
Well, since this is an honest show, let me watch this one cross the wire at Aqueduct that I singled in the Pick 5. So
nice. New Guinea, Clement gets the job done. Was it the other Clement who was second in there? I thought that one was the Clement show.
The 9. Yeah, I've been chasing this one horse for a while, so I didn't want to lie to you on this live stream. You know what I'm saying? PTF.
That's good. The turf season in New York off to a good start. Did you see yesterday a horse that I own a little piece of got the job done in the nightcap?
Oh, Adelph, the Gin Mint 10.
Gem Mint 10 is one of mine and looked really good on the switch to the green. That was very, very exciting.
I love those guys. They do a great job at Delphi.
They do.
They really do. Like a lot, our friends at Little Red Feather do a phenomenal job as well. But some of those syndicates can get a little janky with some of their JK tries math fails situations. And I don't feel that way about, those two. And I'm not talking about I'm not singling anyone out. I'm just saying that our friends at Little Red Feather, who have Gold Phoenix running today, do a great job. And
Gold Flippin' Phoenix. Remember, it's Gold Flippin' Phoenix.
Gold Flippin' Phoenix. That's my fault. That's my fault.
He's something else. And I love that. That's a super cool
PTF.
Him around later.
While we're at it.
Yeah.
Did you notice what? Look at this.
It's the polo. It's a polo. It's not the button up, JK.
Yeah. What do you know about that?
I'll wear that on TV in England. I'll sell at least 12 of them.
Do you want to see what I'm wearing today on the show that no one's seen it yet?
That was
Comes out
getting
today.
hot. For a second there, I got scared you were going to say something else. But yes, let's see what you got.
New Derby shirt.
Oh, that's a beauty. Send me one.
New
Send me one.
Derby shirt. Yep.
So,
New Derby
folks
shirt.
interested, Old Smoke, oldsmokeclothing.com/JK. That's the URL, right?
Yeah, and you can get the Santa Anita shirt. Is out. So in lieu of Santa Anita Derby, my friend Jody Bella Gregory was rocking it the other day.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we got some stuff, PTF. We got some stuff. We'll shoot it your way to the Brooklyn bunker. I still remember your address from Ubering there when I stayed.
Yes, it's been we have I've done the Degenerate Summer Camp for years up in Saratoga Springs. We have some very proud graduates of that program, but we do occasionally have the degenerates come through here in the bunker. But you have to have a high tolerance for paranormal activity, as JK will confirm.
There's Terrence. He just walked by.
Terrence, what's up, buddy? How are you?
He said hi.
Boys.
Oh, there's Bobby. Yeah, so I missed what you just said, Pete. Did you say something?
I said that if you want to stay in the Brooklyn bunker, you have to have a high tolerance for paranormal activity.
I don't get down like that. Speaking of paranormal activity, I'm not going to do it, but what we should do, I'm worried I'll lose the Wi-Fi. We should just go to Andy Serling's office and see what he's up to.
That would be fun. Andy's a frequent guest on these airwaves. We love him. And he, unlike you, he put over Looms Boldly the other week when he won. I mean, what the hell, Jonathan? I can't recall in 7 years of podcasting with you, you've never not picked your friend's horse. And then here you have your friend's horse named for your friend, and you decide to pick against it. Were you just trying to like anti-mush me? Like, what was going on with that?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I didn't think about it, but I think if we think about it, maybe what happened there was, well, first of all, I honestly thought that like there's a couple of other. I mean, it's a good win. There's a couple of other horses in there that I thought might have been better on paper, but I think the other thing about it is that there might have been a little sprinkle of jealousy. And the fact that you had a horse named after you that won a stake, and the horse that was named after my father, unfortunately, she just never could get it sorted back out. She looked so promising on debut when she should have won that day. Then she comes back and runs in a stake at Belmont, beating McCulloch that day, and then she just never really figured it out. She kind of was giving the E5 team the idea that she wanted to be a mother, and the announcement here is that she is in the process of being one of those. Speightstown, I think. Speightstown.
That's great, dude. That's a horse that could eventually win graded stakes. Where I love my New York bred, but we're at a whole other class level potentially with Kinch and the filly, and nothing less than what the great Big Ralph deserves. I still
absolutely
think so fondly to that nice little brunch we had out in Vegas all those years ago. And, we missed the man and loved the fact that Bob Edwards and E5 decided to pay tribute that way. And when you've got one with those kind of bloodlines, I mean, that could pay dividends down the line. You're not done rooting yet.
Well, first of all, I got new tattoos, Pete. Did you know that?
Yeah, you told me that was happening. That looks really good. Then, show us what you got.
Yeah, so I'm getting married on 5/29, so we're gonna saddlecloth color this in eventually.
Awesome.
And then we're gonna get Kinchin's face up here.
Nice. She's pretty too. She's got a nice blaze, right?
Yeah. And then I went ahead and like went full gangster and got a hand tattoo and got my engagement date on my hand.
Oh, I like that. That's extremely cool. You going knuckles next? What's next?
Nah, man, tattoos hurt, man. I just cry the whole time. It's the worst thing.
I could see that actually.
That. Hey, you don't you put that double in for me here? Or are you trying to cheat me out of the double?
No, we can hit the double. So
how much do we have left?
What do you want to do? We've got $109 in this account.
So let's go 70. Let's go.
Hang on. Let me get to the right screen here. So I've got to go to what? Santa Anita 5?
Santa 5, yeah. Yeah, we'll go let's go $70 double 7-6. And then the rest of it, so what, $39 double 7-7.
Yeah, so Santa Anita. Oh my goodness. Race 5. I can make this happen. No, that's the big one. I got to go one race before that. I'll get this figured out. I've made a couple of bets before. I should be able to figure this out.
Oh, no one was doubting you.
Sorry,
Oh,
daily
you know
double,
Yeah, daily
70.
double.
Ugh, I have to like key in, or no, I got to do 50 and 20. So, all right, who do you want in this first leg? You want to go Gold Phoenix?
Yeah, go 7-6, and then for 70, and then go 39 or whatever. 39, go 7-7.
All right. First, I got to do 50, and then I'm going to do 20. We'll get this going. We'll get it done.
While you're doing that, I got to tell you something else.
Hit me.
I was walking in the bowels of Aqueduct, and someone came up to me and said, "Hey man, this guy I know, he's a professional bettor. He's been giving me like a tip once every week, and it's like random things. One was like a over in a boxing match, and the guy apparently is like lights out. He gave him Edmonton Oilers -1.5. So with the puck line, okay, on the road, they dropped the puck in 4 minutes. Edmonton Oilers. If you're in a place where you can legally get down, I'm just say that JK.
Bet the Oilers.
Bet the Oilers.
I'm betting the Islanders tonight, man. They're gonna get the job done. It's been it's been a long and winding road for this team, but I think they're gonna win out and make the playoffs. What do you think about that?
I have not watched one. What do you call it? In basketball, I'd say I haven't watched one dribble. In football, I'd say I hadn't watched one snap. In hockey, would you say I haven't watched one swoosh, one
skate, one I don't know what it
one.
is.
Yeah, okay,
but one of those.
Yeah, I haven't watched one of them.
Hopefully, it's going to happen. All right, so the doubles are in. The pick 5 is in. We're going to try to get some stuff happening here. We've got so much action going on. JK getting ready to go back on America's Day at the Races, where he will crush it as he always does. And yeah,
I'm not on till 6.
Okay,
Big
you're
Fox.
On. Okay,
Yep, make sure you check that out.
Yeah, do that. That's going to be great.
It's only like 30 minutes. You'll see me and Andy for about 45 seconds. But that's
okay.
Fine.
That works.
Yeah.
Anything strong later today you want people to know about? Like where's your other than this pick 5? Where's your wagering day being won or lost?
Unfortunately, I really liked New Guinea. Rooting like hell for Goodnight Olive, who's coming up pretty soon. Caravel. Obviously, we should on these airwaves. We're always going to root for our friends at Qatar Racing.
That's right.
Caravel and Santa Anita. I'm really excited about Gold Phoenix. I'm excited about the pick 6 carryover at Santa Anita, which I think is very, very interesting.
If you're watching on the Santa Anita social media, Dan Torchman and the ABR team do have a whole special show on that pick 6 coming up as well. If you want, you can go check out me and Duke Matisse and Chappie going over it at inthemoneypodcast.com or on the In the Money Media YouTube feed. It's a pretty intriguing sequence.
I love what Chappie said about the Golden Gate horse in the first leg.
Yes, great info.
Yeah. So yeah, check that out. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said this morning. I tweeted this morning. This is one of those days you kind of forget about in the winter because it's so sporadic. But this is one of those days. It's like we got carryover, grade one, derby prep. It's
low key one of the best racing days of the entire year. I mean, this probably cracks the top 10. I mean, it certainly cracks the top 10. It might even do better than that. All right, well, let's just let people know before we get out of here. If you like our act, In the Money Media, we have a plus service. Like, we do a ton of stuff that's free. You can always check that out at our YouTube channel or inthemoneypodcast.com. But for those wanting more and or to support the work we do on the free side, if you join our plus service now, you can pay for 1 month, get all of our extra Keeneland coverage, as well as our Derby package. inthemoneypodcast.com/plus. It's a steal. A lot of people just come in for that every year, even if they're not like huge racing fans. Obviously, we have a lot more people who stick around the whole year. But anyway, want you to check that out. We want you to watch Jonathan on Fox. What else do we want him to do, JK? You want to put a plug in for the shirts or anything?
You can go to oldsmokeclothing.com/JK and grab you a shirt. But one of the things I'm the most proud of that we've done together in a very long time is the Angel Cordero interview that is on YouTube. You can find that. That is outstanding.
together is a myth. I was just sitting there laughing, but you guys were amazing, and that Angel interview is absolutely great. All right, we're out of time. 2 minutes to post. You still have time to get your pick fives in. Get these coast to coast pick fives in. Leave us a comment. We always love to check in with the people out there. That's always a good time. Jonathan, have a great shift. Yeah, you look at him. He's getting
I'm
ready.
back out there.
He's
Get
got
back out these streets.
Is that burnt orange?
No, it's I just saw Mike Rapoli. It's Rapoli orange is what he told me.
Okay, that works. We'll do the Rapoli orange. Yeah. Godspeed to him. We got to talk to him soon as well. So much stuff coming up. We've got our draft show this week. The Monster Pod will be coming up. Perhaps you'll get your man Mike back on there, JK, to talk about the presumptive Derby favorite. You and I, production meeting in the middle of the show. We'll talk about that next week and get it all nailed down. But really appreciate you making this happen today. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. This show's been a production of First and In the Money Media. I'm Peter Thomas Fornatale. May you win all your photos.